be stumbling around with that.
It's time for the Getting Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millers Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedule, what's biting, and seasonal hunting information with outdoor reporters Joe Allen Dunn, Kevin Sims, and Shane Jones. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millers Ferry hunting and fishing report.
All right, Big Daddy, here we go.
There he is. Team Bigfoot, baby. Another one on the B&B Silver Shade. Team Bigfoot in the house.
Shane Jones crappie fishing.
Got it.
First one, 2023, smackdown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Getting Outdoors podcast, 211 Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report with my outdoor reporters Joe Allen Dunn, Kevin Sims, and Shane Jones. We've got a special guest in the studio. Miss Donna's in the house. Y'all can't see her, but you can hear her. How you doing, Donna?
I'm good, thank you.
I got some questions I want to ask Donna too. I'm in done today.
She ain't gonna tell you where we fishing.
I don't want to know where you're fishing. I just want to know why that dialed in and hold on a minute.
Oh,
Play dialed.
Here we go. Dialed in. I want to pick up.
I can't never find it. But anyway, welcome everybody. Just got through doing a podcast with J.U. Banks, Green Snake Education. I urge everybody to listen to it. Our goal every year when I have Jay on is to educate everybody about snakes and change somebody's attitude about the only good snake is a dead snake. Hopefully we did that today.
Well,
and he's just a great guy explaining stuff like that.
Donna got mad the other day. I was talking about a big old chicken snake or a rat snake that Alden saw at the house, and I said, "What did you do?" He said, "I didn't touch him." He said he run on the house. I said, "That's where I want him."
Yeah.
And Don said, "You don't want that snake on there." I said, "Yes, you do."
Yes, sir.
He's better than a cat.
I guarantee you, because they will definitely.
That's a twofold thing. They're really good for that right there, but they ain't really good when you're working on the plumbing and you lay down there.
Well,
did you see that? Able to identify them pretty quick.
It's hard in the dark. It's hard in the dark.
Did you see that video I put up yesterday? Pop pulled one out of his chicken coop. He said he done moved it already 3 times. He said he got 6 more times and he gonna kill it.
No,
call him off.
I'll come by and get him and give it to me.
Yeah, and relocate him. Got a good crowd on here. Michael Hilliard, how you doing? That river's a mess, but that's a catfishing heaven out there. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Freddie said, dialed in Donna's on here with us. Well, Bud and Kyle been catching some nice fish. Maddie's in here with the Bridgeport team trail. I guess y'all going to fish this Saturday, Maddie. Let's see, Robert Hudson, old Rusty Guide Bowles in the house, Noonan Hall. Oh, man, we got a good crowd. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a few notes here. Let's go over this road closure now. I've been saying this for 2 weeks about this road closure at the four-way stop going out of Camden towards Millers Ferry. It has not started yet. It has been delayed. The state man I talked to said that the contractor is behind on a job he's doing right now. So it'll probably be the second or third week in April before he gets to the job. But when he does, they're shutting down the four-way stop right outside of Camden. And you're going to have to go around at 221 and come out down at McDonald's Grocery, or go all the way to 41 if you're coming from Linden, Demopolis, Marion, Shane, where you coming from. You'll be coming to my house or Joe Allen's house, so it won't bother you. But up. It has not happened yet. And I have people call me every day wanting to know, have they closed it? The minute they close it, I will let everybody know. And so heads up on all of that. Big River, let's talk a minute about the Big River before we get to the hunting and fishing report. These were the readings as of 2:30 this afternoon. That is Alabama River at Selma. It has crest and is starting to go down. It crested at 41.76. At 2:30, it was at 41.4. So it is dropping. Looks like by Saturday, it's going to be 31 feet. It's over the ramp at Selma. And Saturday, it looks like it's going to be under 30 feet. So you'll be able to launch in Selma Saturday. All right. At Millers Ferry, now this is below the dam. It's going to be a summer gun right there, 70.6 feet Friday night about 10 o'clock. And then it's going to start dropping. And Saturday morning, Maddie, it's still going to be, this is below the dam though. So you really can't, if it's dropping in Selma, Joe Allen and Kevin, then it's dropping here too, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Our river has always, when it starts falling, it'll fall like a rock.
Yeah.
It's not like the Tom Bigby that stays up there and just gradually, the Alabama, when it starts, it goes.
But
they move that water fast. Big. I talked to my buddy last night, Big Daddy Fish Mitchell. He said they only have one gate open, so they moving that water quick.
Oh yeah, and they got all them gates open at Jones Bluff. All right, this is Claiborne. Now I'm not as familiar with Claiborne as I am Millers Ferry, but looks like it's going to crest at 46 feet, and flood stage is 42 feet. So that will be Friday night when it crests, and then it'll start falling fast Saturday night. So,
and those are a little deceiving, right there, because
Yeah.
Mother Nature controls that too, because
You
the
darn
tide
right.
stops that.
yeah, that's
So when the spillway and all, and
That's
then you
just-
get a high tide, it's gonna slow it down.
That's just like that the telephone says it might what do they say at the end? Subject to change.
Yeah. Change.
And
But that's gonna mess the Delta up, ain't it, down there? Because I talked to Scott Mitchell. He said it's gonna be messed up down there for a while now.
well,
Yeah.
it looks like it's gonna start dropping out of there Saturday night. So
He said it's just getting right before this wave came.
Yep. that's what it said. All right, another thing I want to play this too now, because this right here is something that I didn't argue with him, but I had a friend of mine, and I'm not going to call his name, but I saw him the other day at Larry's, and he was telling me about the Chuck Wheels Willer and the whippoorwill. And he was telling me that I said it was two different varieties of birds. He said it's a male and female, but it's two different varieties of birds. And this right here is a whippoorwill. And you will occasionally hear them down here, but they're mainly up there where you are, Shane, up in North.
Yeah, I hear them a lot up here on the river. Sure do.
And now this is what everybody hears around here. They call a whippoorwill, but it's actually a Chuck Wills Witter. Quite a difference.
After you told me that, Big Daddy, I've noticed and listened to it, and I've never heard a whippoorwill.
No, I hadn't either.
I've never heard a whippoorwill. I've heard the one you told me what I was listening to.
Yeah, Chuck Wills Witter.
That's what I've heard. I've
Yeah,
never.
me too. I didn't know that until you told us that day at Joe Allen's.
Yeah,
I've been hearing those
I was
wheels
60
a lot, you know.
I was 60 years old before I knew it because, and I tell you what I did. I put a sound clip up on Facebook and called it a whippoorwill. My ornithologist, Wayne Webb, sent me a note and said, just want to let you know that's a Chuck Wills Witter. That ain't a whippoorwill.
Yep.
And that blew me away.
Yep.
I didn't know.
I was told 10 years ago we were talking about whippoorwill. They said that we don't have whippoorwills in South Alabama.
We have. They come through here, but they don't breed here.
The guy I was talking said that we don't as far south.
They don't breed here.
Yeah,
They breed in North Alabama. But anyway, just a little trivia for y'all. The Camp Chef video is out. Did you watch it, Donna?
I haven't yet.
You need to watch it because it is good. I have got to have, I just got to be with them because my cameraman is just,
Hey,
I don't believe
y'all-
he's looking
y'all
at the
don't-
frame.
Y'all don't pay me enough to be the director, script writer, and Big Daddy puts on me. Said you got to get Todd looking better at it. He wants to comb his hair.
Yeah, you see
give
his
some
old hair
makeup.
all messed up. But anyway, it was a good video. And I sent it to Wade's mom and daddy, and they loved it. And it was great. Y'all did a great job. And I tell you, I got to taste those venison summer
Spring rolls.
Ooh, they were good.
And I'm going to tell you what, those are two real chefs.
Yeah, oh heck yeah.
They got a place down there in
called the Wash House down
that
there
is-
at Point Clear.
I've heard is excellent.
I've never eaten there, but I remember when they opened up, what did he say, 21 years ago?
Yeah, they ain't just started that.
I cut them a piece of oak. It was about 12 inches thick and about 14 or 15 inches wide for the bar footstool for the bar. So, and I've never even seen it. And you know, they always tell me I need to come down there and see it. And Miss Dot, your mama's watching.
Hey, Mom.
All right, Tom Bigman, Alabama meets just for us. It's going to be a little while. It was just getting right. It was just getting right, Lance. And Mark Boland's on here. I messed you up, Mark, but you might follow Shane this weekend. We're going to get into the hunting and fishing report in a minute. But first of all, I want to congratulate the city of Camden. This week was named by the Southern Magazine as one of the best towns, one of the 16 best river towns in the South by Southern Living Magazine. That's pretty good.
That is. That's
It
cool.
is good.
It
That's
is.
cool.
So congratulations to the town of Camden. All right, Millers Ferry Powerhouse, Jones Bluff Powerhouse. I doubt if they're doing anything. They got all the floodgates open. They letting all the water through they can let through right now.
The dams can't make electricity right now. Not at Millers Ferry. It's too high because they can't got enough fall in it.
You know, I had a meeting might have been last month with the Nature Conservancy guys and got to tour the dam. And as we was on top of that dam looking at those gates up, you know what those guys were telling me? They said, look at all that power wasted right there.
Exactly.
That is some power coming through that dam right there. All right, temperatures in the river. What are they, Shane? You was there all last weekend.
No, what was it? I'm 60 something. What did I see it? 64, 5, 6. I mean, it was in the mid 60s, I think, if I looked at it right.
Old Mark Bolden said that river ain't messing him up.
Nah, hey, he knows exactly what I know. He knows the same thing I know. So,
All right, well, let's talk about the catfish for a minute. And you saw Kyle Williamson and Bud been catching them skipjacks down there, and they caught a fine mess of fish on them limb lines last night. And Stacy Gaston sent me a picture of a big old yellow cat. I don't know where he was. Couldn't get any information out of him. And Jonathan Foxhall, did you see them fish he caught below the Demopolis Dam the other day? Some whoppers. Of course, that's out of play. That's out of play now. But Joe Allen, the thing I want to hear about, and I'm glad Donna's here because last week, during the week, you took the grandboys out. Y'all went jugging, and y'all were using the stuff that you got off of Travis's boat.
Yeah.
And y'all even had Dixie, Travis and Scott's dog, and y'all had her blindfolded where she couldn't see where you were. How did that trip turn out?
Well, first, I want to apologize to Dixie for calling her Peanut.
Yeah, you did that.
I need to do that. I need to apologize to Dixie. But then all I can say, it was a false alarm.
Mm-hmm.
We blindfolded her too early. I should have showed that spot because we didn't do nothing. But I think I was just too early for that spot. And things are changing. With this high water now, ain't no telling where you're going to catch them catfish up in that backwater. But they going to be in the backwater, no joke.
There's no doubt I'm going to have 15 today because I am dialed in on them. I guarantee 15 today.
Dialed in, done.
There it is.
I actually went to the same slough where I was dialed in on the crappie, but the catfish wasn't there. Wasn't doing it.
Well, if you're coming this weekend, that water, right now you need to have them limb lines out because it's rising right now.
Yeah.
But now Saturday it's going to start dropping. So what do you need to do if you come on Saturday?
It's a timing thing. We don't know where it's going to be at when that happens, but still it's going to be in the sloughs. Mm-hmm. This high water is going to push everything out of the river. Yeah. This is a major high water. It's pushing them all out there.
Spring reset.
So they're going in there, and we're going to, like Kevin said, it's reset. We're going to start over again. The February, that hot weather, did it too. But this is going to be a major reset with the high water pushing everything out of the river. So getting the sloughs and backwater, definitely ain't no fishing in the river right now.
What about jugging in those stumps where that current's coming through, Joe Allen? Is it current too fast for that?
No.
It ain't?
It ain't, because that's where they go.
Yeah.
If you find like where the current's going around an island, where the currents come back together, it may be 200 yards down there. If you can get in that eddy right there, make him jug start doing this, you'll get right. You can find one in the spot, like around a cotton house down there. You can put them out sometimes, and they'll go down there about 100 yards, and it'll come back about 100 yards. Back and forth. You can really do good like that.
Bud said they catching them in the flooded woods down there.
Oh yeah. If you go below the dam, you go limb lines, or either if you put jugs out in that stiff current, you need to throw them up in the bushes somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, bait. Now, Kevin, you and Travis, I done talked to both of y'all this week, and y'all can't catch no skipjack. No. And Hound Dog and Big Bama Brown are filling the coolers up.
They was there the day that I didn't catch them too, but it was like the water came up 4 or 5 foot, and they weren't in there. There wasn't no birds down there or nothing. And then the next time I went down there, wasn't a soul down there, and I knew I wasn't no catch one when I got down there, and I was the only one down there.
Well, we got to get Travis one of them handicap placards, because he busted his ass down there. The light went in the river the other day.
Well, it's a timing thing on the skipjack, and if you there at that right time, and we hadn't hit the real good time yet.
I hope not. I'm out.
Well, the Big Bama Brown and Hound Dog are whooping on them. They whooping on them. Whose phone is that?
Mine, I guess.
All right, that's the catfish. So it will be good catfish. Michael Hilliard said, Kevin, you got to hold your mouth right to catch him skipjack. He caught 83 down there the other day. I forgot about
the people I was fishing with, they caught 100 and 135 the day before. And that day, I was the only one that caught one. It was 2 inches long. We stayed down there 3 hours, and nobody caught one but me.
All right, let's go to the crappie. Last week, Gerald got back out there. Gerald, he's back in play. He had a great day. And Kenny Massengill and Bobby Jenkins went to Wise Lake, and they caught a bunch of them. And they said that lake ain't average 3 feet deep. Is that right, Shane?
It's real shallow. You know, that lake's really nothing but flooded cotton fields. So
Yeah.
you got a river channel, you know, and a lot of flooded cotton fields. So it's not.
Figured it out. They figured it out. They caught some good ones. All right, Shane, before we get into the crappie report, what we got on Crappie Cast Thursday night at 7?
Oh, me and John and Jessica, we're going to be answering about all the questions this week. We had a guest last week, so I'm going to try to open it up and try to answer a lot more questions, because usually when we bring a guest on, last week we was letting Scott promote his tournament, you know, so we didn't get to a lot of questions. So get your questions ready this time. We're gonna try to answer every one of them. We're gonna take our time and go down. Like I said, it doesn't matter how basic you think that question is. Hey, bring it on the show. Let's get it answered.
Yeah, and that will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and it will be live on your Facebook page, Shane Jones Fishing, and
that's correct.
YouTube. And y'all tune in and ask any question you want to know. They will be asked. All right. In the Millers Ferry this weekend, what is your game plan, Shane?
I'm gonna start about Mid Creek. Last weekend, the fish were in the mouth and the front edge of those creeks. The water was clear. The fish are scattered. They're running around chasing shad. This muddy water and that current is gonna blow them back on in the creek, and hopefully, you know, the crappie, I don't say bunch up, but they'll be, you know, you'll run into a series of them, you know, especially with live scope. You'll run into one or 5 or 6 in a stretch. Like last weekend, the fish were so spread out Saturday. I don't know if it was a pressure thing or a clarity thing, but it just, hey, I don't think we caught but about 15 fish, you know, Saturday. They were spread out. So hopefully this water's going to kind of push them back. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them wouldn't be back up in the weeds or, you know, pretty shallow. I wouldn't be shocked at all. So.
Well, if you're going to get out there now, Ellis's is out of play. You're not going to be able to launch at Ellis's. You're going to have to either launch at Bridgeport or Roland Cooper State Park.
Right.
And get back in. You say get back and be careful on that river, because it is some
take your time, guys. That river's going to have – good thing about it, that river, it's nice because when that current starts pushing all that trash, it stays in one spot and you can pick your routes, you know. It's nice. It's not all over the river. You just take your time. Don't be in no hurry. And you got to watch it because those bass goats are going to be hitting those logs and scattering them, and you know, they're going to be hauling butt, you know. But just take your time and get in the creek and, like I said, get in there. If you're just casting, I'd throw at any brush I see till I picked up a fish and let them tell me where they are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, live scoping, standing timber is going to be in play. Some open water fish are going to be in play. I guess it depends on where the bait goes, because last weekend, the bait was in the front mouths of those creeks. If the bait goes back there, guess where they're going? So,
what color jigs throw?
You're going to be throwing something bright this weekend if the water's got some color to it. Black chartreuse is coming in. Last year it was big. Right now is about the time it comes in. Chartreuse and white, orange and chartreuse. I mean, it just depends on the color of the water. I usually set my jig in the water and I look down. If I see it 10 or 12 inches, hey, I'm going with it.
Habanero.
I don't know what Leon Wade's looking at, but he said according to the forecast, it'll be almost normal Saturday, maybe a foot dry.
I hope so. Hey, I'm going either way, because people wait for the perfect conditions, and you're not going to get them. You're fishing a river system.
No.
It's going to be going on all the time. Hey, get out there and learn how to fish it. And if you catch fish, then you won't be worried about it. See, myself, Mark Bolin, people that go down there a lot when the water's high at Demopolis, where I grew up fishing, I mean, you just got to get out there and try to break it down. That's what's part of the fun, trying to figure out where they are.
What Joe Allen, what you and Donna gonna do?
She may not go. If she don't go, it'll be me. And I'm gonna I done already looked at the weather and the wind. That's a big factor.
That's exactly right. Tell them what the wind direction we're gonna get, Joe. That has a lot to do with it too.
It's gonna be mostly out of the west, and southwest, and I'm gonna be fishing out of boat with no live scope. So I done pick me some banks that I'm gonna fish that grass in that high water.
Like me and you did last year.
And
That's
them,
got to be coming into play, Big Daddy. I mean, where Joe Allen told me to go a few weeks ago, we stuck a couple of fish and they came off, and I'm sure those were males. But
Hunt you a gravel bank with grass.
that's right.
exactly right. And you if you've got some brush in it, hey, that's even better. So go down through there, and if you find fish in this water condition, you need to keep going back and forth because those fish are running in and out. There's, just because you catch 2 or 3, you better go back over it a few times because you liable to hit a fire up a school of them that's up there, some males hanging out, or who knows. I mean, all them fish are not spawned out; they're still running up and back and forth. So.
And I remember when Mr. Marvin McIntyre and his wife used to fish those crappie tournaments back in the 80s. They would go up in that Lotus Slough. That's when the hyacinth was in there, Kevin. Mm-hmm. And they would anchor their boat down right there at the edge of that hyacinth and using cane poles, corks, and minnows. And they would catch them a boatload of fish.
All day.
One day. They'd stay in one place all day, and those fish were running up and down that bank.
Why don't
That's
we?
right. Yeah, hey man, I appreciate everybody when I'm down there. They wave at me. I get to talk to a bunch of different people. You see me, hey, stop and holler at me.
Hey, and they did some hyacinth at Ellis's. I saw it the other day.
I hope it stays.
We got a bunch of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Boca Chica was full of it because I seen it coming out last summer when we had that little high water right at the end of the summer. Mm-hmm. It was boiling out there, and it'll just get scattered out and get it back going.
Well, I just hope it gets back going like it used to be. All right, that is the crappie fishing report. Let's do some bass fishing. Let me tell y'all about my old co-host, Laura A.G. She went last Tuesday. They sent her to the Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville. She stayed till Monday morning, and I got a text. She said she had the time of her life, but I think she slept a day and a half after she got through. I'm so proud of her, but that's got to be an experience. It was so many people up there. It was like a race car. They
had an attendance record, 164,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But congratulations.
They said it. I think it was Saturday morning. They said it was over 5,000 people at Blast Off.
At the Blast Off. That's right.
That's awesome. I mean, that just tells you it's not going anywhere.
All right, Pride of the South had that Millers Ferry Showdown. The Sykes boys from Choctaw County won it with 18.90 pounds of 633 big fish. That's strong, boy.
Strong.
That's Millers Ferry strong. The Extreme Bass Challenge in Demopolis, they had a 28-pound bag winning. I didn't get the boy's name. I didn't know him. Did you know him, kid?
No, I didn't know him.
Fruit Jar this weekend, Thursday, tomorrow, out of Bridgeport City Landing, 3 o'clock. Y'all go support Ken Clayton in that Fruit Jar tournament. Battle of the Big B is this weekend on the Tom Bigby River. $1,000 entry fee. It's some big time money over there this weekend. Are they gonna be able to launch over there?
Yeah, the water's falling right now. I looked at it was 80 below Selden Dam. They're gonna hit it just right. They'll be able to get in that backwater. It ought to be 78, 77 when they fish Saturday. So they're going to put some weight up, I promise.
It's $1,000 entry fee, and it's 100% payback. So it's going
to be doing that.
Jeremy Bass.
He didn't have enough.
Serious, man.
Yeah. But anyway, good luck to them. All right, Kevin, this weekend, if you're going to fish Maddie's tournament, she's got her Bridgeport tournament.
Yeah.
Saturday
I signed up to fish. I said, I got a rodeo Saturday night, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I got to go to Columbus, Mississippi.
You need to get you a helicopter, man.
Yeah.
But all right, if you're going to fish it, last time you fished it, you was real mute and wouldn't tell nobody nothing.
Well, I mean, we was on fish, but it was a lot of conditions changed and it didn't work, or what we had planned on. The wind, kind of that east wind, it blew right in there on these fish. And it muddy. It was like big clouds of mud in like 2 hours after daylight. And I think that hurt us the most. But I think the real problem was there was 4 or 5 tournaments and all them boats.
Yeah.
After our original spot didn't work, everywhere we went, we were fishing behind somebody. Boats everywhere. But that's my fault. It wasn't that ain't nobody else's. But it'll be the fishing this weekend is not. I think it's just gonna be every pattern. I mean, the water rising on this, with it's pushing these fish back in. You had some that's wanting to get in here. You got some wanting to get out. You had spots that's trying to do their thing because we're getting pretty late in the spring. And spots are getting ready to do their thing. And that's just going to scatter everything out. I mean, I think pretty much, I don't know. I can't tell you which pattern I think would be the best because if people fishing secondary points or ledges inside some of your major sloughs and creeks is going to be good, but now they're going to be catching them in the dirt too. I mean, it's just it's going to be all going on.
He's skating around, ain't he, bud? So you just got to go fishing, ain't you?
That's a bit. This week
Hey,
is a perfect example of going fishing. That's what it is.
That's what I'm going to do. Hey, like I said, I look for a pattern, but that's what's fun about the river. Like I was telling y'all, it changes, and it's not like a lake where conditions stay the same. Hey, you got a bunch of combinations.
But I tell you this, that's what these bass fishermen and people like you, Shane, I'm not as much of a competition fisherman as some people are, but that's what y'all live for. It's a challenge for y'all. Hey,
I like it. Like I said, when I started catching fish in the summer, Big Daddy, I've told all y'all that people look at me like I'm crazy in August when I'm going crop fishing. What are you doing? They ain't biting. No, you're right. They are biting too. You just have to go figure them out.
And this time last year, you fishing up in a slough. It was muddy as heck. And old Joe Allen, old dialed in, came in. What did he say, Shane?
I'll tell you the whole story. We'll make it short. I was in the creek below Joe Allen's there somewhere. He told me to go. And I went down there and I was popping them. I had 30-something fish. And Joe Allen come idling in. I was going to get him over there. And he said, shoot, Shane, it's too muddy for me. He turned around and left before I could even wait. I said, well, crap. So when I went back to his house, I dumped all them fish in the sink. He said, whoa, where'd you catch him at? I said, in there. He said, no. I said, you can go in the morning. He said, I sure will. He went in there. Hey, he popped the fish, a 2-pounder. As soon as we got there, he said, well.
And I remember, Kelly, you remember what he said on the Wednesday night show after that? My attitude has changed about muddy water fishing.
He did. Hey, I remember. Hey, I was trying to wave him down. He was idling out there, buddy. I said, well, heck, I guess you'll see it later. I mean, he put me on them fish. He told me to go in there, and they were in there.
What happens is people condition themselves.
Amen.
Certain ways to fish with certain colored jigs, and they hunt that color water. And when they see this kind of water, they say, "Oh, they ain't gonna bite and leave."
Well,
There's no doubt I'm gonna have 15 today because I am dialed in on them. I guarantee 15 today.
I think that bass fishermen's biggest mistake and the difference between us and them guys that were fishing Saturday and Sunday up there at the Bassmaster Classic is, we get 2 days to go fishing.
Amen. That's exactly right.
And then you more into fishing a location instead of dialing up the conditions. And where you take one of them guys and drop him off at Millers Ferry and probably say, you can't get out of this slough, and he probably still going to win every tournament. You know what I mean? I mean,
well, they're programmed that way.
I personally get dialed into that where, like, I want to go like to this spot. I caught him here last year, rather than looking at the weather, looking at the temperature, looking at the watercolor and all that. I'm going to go try that and waste 4 or 5 hours. Or like the last tournament, we had the Deadly done fished about an hour and a half, and said, well, hey, we got to go try something else. Oh, we caught one. Oh, that's at least 2 hours wasted right there because you keep on fishing right there.
That's right. That's Aaron Knight was on the show, and he changed my whole philosophy. He's like, man, when the water goes up, I go to the back and come out.
Yeah.
He said, I go to the back as far as I can and fish my way out.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I'll tell you a story that made me a better fisherman. I didn't do it for a year. But Roland Martin, I heard him on an interview back when he was hot. And they asked him what made him a better fisherman. And he said when he was young, that his home lake, he said every time he went to the same spots over and over and over again, just like we do. He said he made a commitment 1 year to not fish nothing but new water for a year. And he said that made him a better fisherman.
Oh, yeah.
Not fishing new water for a year.
When I worked construction, I tried to do that on Friday. Friday, I would never go nowhere that I'd fished before. And then Saturday, I'd try to do something different, but I did that back when I could fish Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every week,
Right.
No children and no
rodeo.
It's hard to beat somebody that knows where not to fish, Kevin. You know, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's hard.
I'm right there. Like, just like call me. I can let you know where not to go to.
That's what I tell people. They're like, hey, I said, I'll tell you where not to go today.
That's what we need
But,
to
hey,
do.
it's not going to change this evening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, bass fishing, we're going to see. It'll be somebody catch that 20-pound bag
Yeah.
this week.
Oh, yeah. With the water up like that, it'll be a good chance. You know, you're going to have, there is going to be some, variables in there with that because it's supposed to rain Saturday, how quick it comes, and how it does, and with the wind, because I was looking at that it was northeast wind, not southwest wind, what I had looked at, but that was yesterday. It may have changed, but that a lot of the banks I like to fish, the east wind is not good for them. I mean, I'm not scared of the east wind, but now the one thing I saw yesterday, I was getting off of work and I looked up out there and it was 4:30 and the moon was dang near overhead. That's not good for Saturday daytime fishing right there.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I ain't figured it out. I've been my whole life when I can see the moon during the day, I really just don't have a good day. I don't understand what exactly.
I'll tell you my plan. The Big Daddy will tell you. The prettier the weather, the slower my fishing is. I'll tell you that every time. If it's pretty out, my fishing's slow.
Yeah.
If it's nasty, raining, spitting rain, cold, windy, hey, that's when
true.
I do it. So
Well, it's just we're gonna see. We'll see. We'll know that we'll have something to talk about this time next Wednesday night. Lance says somebody gonna get in some backwater beaver ponds and such and load the boat. You're probably right.
Demopolis it is.
hey, the Demopolis is 100%. You're right. They're gonna get in them. They're gonna get in that skinny water and find some fish that's trying to come up or just got through spawning that's eating. So.
All right, let's talk about the ponds for a minute. All the farm ponds are hot. Beaver County Lake is hot right now for bass and
saw that big one that got caught.
And I know y'all saw that picture, that precious little girl, Gracie Lynn was her name, that caught that big 6-pound bass and thanked Dunn Sports. So Joelle, next time she comes in there, you need to give her a T-shirt or something.
I will.
Because she gave you some good advertisement this week. But the ponds are wide open now. If you're afraid to go that river, hit you one of them farm ponds. And turkeys, good gosh. Joe Allen, I heard you talking before the show about you hunted this morning, right?
Yeah, we had a good hunt. I couldn't see him, but I sat down behind camera, had him up there in front. He watched them. We had a bunch of hens, one gobbler, and they had a few jakes come in there. And he come in and fought the gobbler, and the gobbler whooped them all, run them off down the creek a little way. And they went out of sight, and I told him, let's move. And we moved. We got a little too close. And we didn't scare him, thank goodness. He didn't run, but he just walked off. I said, don't worry about it. Let's back out. We'll get it tomorrow. So we had a good hunt. Yeah. You ain't got to always kill one.
That's right.
If you get to watch our show, that's a big thing, but kill would have been nice because we'd have had fried turkey breast one night this week.
I went to Lowndes County Turkey Rodeo, the 11th annual this week. They had 42 teams and brought in 20 turkeys. Ooh. And it was a great time, boy. I had what I love about that Lowndes County, them children, they have them a ball up there, and it was a lot of fun. I appreciate them letting me be part of it. We got turkey hunting all the way through May. So
yeah, I don't think everybody was hollering. They gobbled out. They gonna go. No, everything's really getting going, cranking good. Now.
I disagree. I talked to my turkey hunting buddies. They said turkey season will be over in 3 weeks. That's what they say. 3 weeks, and said that you're gonna have to work hard to find one that's got. What all the guys at the mill said that the hens is setting. He said that the gobblers, the big gobblers, are all separated. The first 2 or 3 weeks of season, normally you'll see some 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds together. He said, no, they have done scattered out. So you hear one gobble over here, it'll be a mile over before you hear another one. They done got as far apart as they can get from each other and stay where they want to be. And every one of them was talking about that the other day, drinking coffee, and said that they are scared to death we're gonna be out of turkey season in 3 weeks.
Well,
hey, I've heard them gobbling way up in the summer, so you don't ever know about that, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna always have some hens that come back in, but everything with that warm weather we had in February got them boogered up. I'm afraid, that's what everybody's thinking too, because they started gobbling so early.
Well, I'm like Shane about that weather now. It don't matter when them turkeys get ready and them fish get ready.
Oh, yeah.
The weather.
Yeah,
don't
once
matter.
they get to gobbling, it can come a frost or snowing. They gonna still be
Well,
ready.
it's like in Florida, them bass are going to bed in January. And these fish are going to spawn here in March and early April or mid-April. They're going to do it. It don't matter if it's 100 degrees in February. They can't lay them if they ain't developed. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
All right, Kevin. What about rodeo? What we do this weekend?
We went to Popperville, had a college rodeo down there, and Brody had a good ride Friday night. Missed his mark out. We're working on some muscle issues with it. He's got to get some muscle memory where everything lines up. And then Saturday night he had a bad draw. Got a horse that didn't really perform, and he got a good mark out, but he got off his rigging because the horse was running around in a circle out there. And he got off his rigging and got hung up. Didn't get hurt. Got off. I had a wheelbarrow and go out of my truck 3 hours from the house. I had to change the wheelbarrow at the arena. I did make it to the arena before I did. And I changed the wheelbarrow before I come home. I got home about midnight. Brody called in to a pro rodeo for Columbus, Mississippi Saturday night. So I reckon if I fish Saturday, I'll jump out the boat and jump in the pickup truck, head to Columbus, Mississippi, get an IPRA event over there.
What I say, you
Saturday
need a
night.
helicopter,
Yeah.
man. You need a helicopter.
I need a chauffeur. What I need.
Well, I tell you what, good luck to Brody. He gonna get it. He gonna get it. He gonna keep missing them mark outs, so he gonna figure that out. Now,
the coach from Missouri Valley helped him a lot, and he come home. He went to the beach for a few days for spring break, and he's working, and he got on a spur board twice. He got on it this morning, got on it again this evening.
Good.
And try to get all. I mean, it's a lot of little bitty things. It looks like you just get out there and hang on and let your feet go, but it's a lot of little things that's got to happen at the same time in order for you to stay in the middle of that horse. And mechanically, I even got up and tried to do what he does, where you lifting and then move my feet. When it's hard to be using your pelvis doing something and get your feet to do something different. It don't want to work that way.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking that he just got to
18,
practice.
19-year-old, they can figure it out.
That's true.
All right. Before we get through, I do want to mention today I had the prettiest, brightest yellow goldfinch in my feeder that I've seen this year. That thing was just shining yellow. So y'all get your feeders out. Make sure your hummingbird feeders out. And what about martins, Joe Allen? You got martins yet?
They come there that one day and they hadn't come back.
Maybe they'll be back.
But they eat my feeder, slam out of seed. I
Yeah.
had to refill it. I told Alden to, and he didn't do it. But I refilled it. I have seen a hummingbird, and I hope the martins come back.
Fathonetary warblers ought to be here pretty quick. The summer tanagers are here, so they're coming in.
Them golden finches right there, that's a tail fish. When you start seeing them jokers flipping around them cypress trees,
Yeah.
you better get out behind the console title lure on.
All right,
Let them
Don
get right.
Sports in Thomasville. Have you been to the store this week?
Yeah, I work every day.
I called him that he was unloading the truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What you got?
He was blowing too. I'm unloading the truck.
Yeah. Killed me
Worked you
today.
down today,
He
didn't he?
worked me to death.
What you got? What you got? You need to move over there.
Well, we got a lot of fisher stuff in. We got a lot of steel turkey stuff. Got some leafy suits for the guys that want to wear those by Old Tom. We got snake boots, frost
gotta
boots,
get them snake boots.
and still got some different turkey shells by Federal and that new ones we carried. I can't think of the name of right now. And,
Apex.
yeah, Apex, and a lot of turkey uppers by Eddie Salter, Bama Boy, Woodhaven, and Primo. So we got all that stuff in. But
what's the shell? Apex.
yeah, the Apex.
I said that you better get you some. And said that things are so deadly. They said they're gonna outlaw them for next year.
Well, the biggest seller right now has been crickets.
Yeah,
Man, we can't keep crickets.
Yeah, when's the brim gonna go on bed? They got to be here next month, I guess. Y'all need to tell me because I know where
you need to be finding me some brim beds out there.
I know where a big one is. I just need to know when they're gonna get on.
Yeah, the river was it probably be the last full moon in April. It's gonna be that'll be, and if it ain't, it'll be the first one in May. You know, the closer to May. You know,
I got something for them bluegills, and there ain't no cricket. I guarantee you, I got something for them bluegill that Sarah Parvin turned me on to catch them big bluegill.
Diamond Baits made a big milestone yesterday. We got an email from one of the major suppliers, and he sent us a store list. He's serving 82 stores.
Wow!
And Jamie's servicing 50 stores. So that puts us up to 132 stores that Jamie's servicing now with his A rigs. The spinnerbaits have not hit all the stores because the inventory is not as easy to manufacture right now. But right now they really selling. They still got a lot of them in the online store. If anybody's looking for the fine spinnerbait made, they need to get on it.
Yep. And I saw that Wesley Cole. No, what is Sands? Cole Sands. Yeah. He put a big post up about
Diamond Baits. He caught him on spinnerbait this past week.
All right, Shane. What about tomorrow night?
Yeah, come on there. 7 o'clock. Me and John and Jessica be live. Bring your questions. I appreciate everybody from this show and watching our show. And we're going to be on there ready to go, man. We're going to try to answer some questions and go over whatever somebody wants to talk about. That's what the show is going to be about.
I hit the bullet last week and bought me one of those ionic lithium batteries and the charger. And Joe Allen gave me a on-off switch 5 years ago. I ain't never put on. I'm going to put it on when I put that battery in, Joe Allen.
Well, you need to.
Yeah, sure do. But anyhow.
And I got two of the best crappie jig companies in the world I'm dealing with there at the store, that Reuben Floors and B&B. And I made some big orders with both of them, and all that stuff's fixed to hit the shelf. And I got a secret one that
you showed me that. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those. I know it's gonna catch.
Yeah,
but
it's got a blue head, ain't it?
But nothing catches crappie like a
Reuben Flora and a B&B weed.
Hand-tied custom jig. Right. I mean, these are unreal.
You're right. They bite them. Hey, you get, especially when you got to slow it down and walk it by them, you know, it does really good.
It is. Old Ryan Gunn and Jason Domain, they tying some pretty good ones too now.
I got some of all of them. So.
Yeah. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We didn't get nothing out of Donna. I was hoping we were going to get something out of her today. Appreciate her being here. If I could move that camera, I'd just turn it around on her. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Don. All right, everybody, y'all have a great time. Stand by, Shane. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk, and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.